It's the Father who's identifying Jesus as God. In Hebrews 1, it says, in the past, God spoke to our forefathers through the prophets at various times and in sundry ways. Here you have a mention of God, obviously the Father. It says he spoke to people in times past through the fathers. Then it goes on to say, in these last days, he's spoken to us by his Son. So here you have a clear distinction between the Father being denominated God and the Son. But how does the rest of Hebrews go on to identify the Son? Well, it clearly goes on to identify him as truly and properly God, every bit as much as the Father, who's explicitly called God, right? It says, in these last days he's spoken to us by his Son, through whom he created the worlds, right? He is the radiance of God's glory, the effulgence of his nature, the identical expression of his nature, the text says. And then it goes on to say that the Father commands the angels to worship him. It says that the Father called him God. It quotes Psalm 45. It says that the Father applied the words of Psalm 102 to Jesus, where it says, in the beginning, O Lord, you laid the foundations of the earth. The heavens are the work of your hands. So Hebrews 1 is a great text because it distinguishes between the Father and the Son and simultaneously identifies the Son as God. And moreover, it's the Father who's identifying Jesus as God. This one's actually very powerful, I think, when dealing with Muslims, because Muslims will say, Jesus never said, I am God, or show me where Jesus said, I am God, and I'll believe it. Well, we can one-up them here, because it's not simply that Jesus identified himself as God, but in this text, it's the Father who identifies Jesus as God. And so if they're pretending that they would accept the testimony of Jesus, if he said it, then all the more must they accept the testimony of the Father, whom they freely grant is God, right? So Hebrews 1 is a great text to go to prove the deity of Christ, and therefore also the Trinity, since Christ is distinguished from the Father.